Well, hey, and we're live. Hello, Keithley, it's Friday night. They're notifying viewers that I'm live. Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone, live. Wow, that pill up. How you doing? Okay. I'm doing it a bit differently tonight. I'm not on the big computer. We have Paisley is here. With the demon eyes glowing in the dark. What is that? You see what it's doing to your eyes, dude? You look like the thing from Ghostbusters. Yeah, you probably get that. How's everyone doing tonight? I thought I'd do a bit of live because I'm home alone on a Friday night. I thought I'd do something and talk to you lot. And I'm doing it like this because this guy's here with me tonight. So I don't really want to go up and sit in my office. Feel free to comment and say things. That's all fine. I've got my glasses on so I can actually see the phone, even though you're a little bit away. So this is Paisley. Hello, Paisley. Say hi to everybody. This is the dog that you hear at the beginning of videos. And the dog that I hear throughout the day. And that wakes me up in the morning and steals too much of the bed at night. And is probably right now garnering much more attention than I am. Let's be honest. How many people have already stayed for the dog? I know what I'm doing, though. I know what I'm doing. You might have seen him on Instagram. Hello, Paisley. Hello, yeah. You're a good boy, aren't you? He's a good boy. He's made of cuddles and destruction. 150. He looks little. You look so little there. He's not. Right. There you go. There's the whole rest of the dog. You see, there. He looks so little and cute when I'm in shot, but boom. He's like, look, you can. He's like a sofa. He's more than half the sofa. He can have the whole sofa. He's big. You should try sharing a bed with him. Which I do when it's just me and him here. He sleeps on the bed. He can sleep on the bed. There isn't room when Cat's here because he's person size. You are, yeah. And he stretches out and he has enormous. Can you see these legs? Yeah, your legs. You don't know that you're live, do you? You're just like, Dad, I was snoozing a bit, and now you're rubbing my head. What's the skinny? Yeah, I know. You're a good boy. Yeah, he's a good lad. Where are we? I'm just reading very small writing. He is the bestest boy. He really is the bestest boy. Yeah, this is what I'm doing with my Friday night. So yeah, when it's just me and him, like tonight, he sleeps on the bed. He has his own bed next to my bed, but he sleeps on the bed and he takes up. He lies, so he will like across the bed. That's his thing. He will. You can sort of shuffle him round as you get in, and make him go lengthwise. But then he stretches out his legs and sort of just pushes you out of the bed. So you don't actually sleep. He takes up far more room than another person. But look, I know, right? So you're on the internet there. If you barked now, so many people would hear you. That's how it goes. You look a bit warm. You can't be warm. It's my house. My ex-partner has BPD, just broke up. She loved and hated me, but liked the attention of others. Oh, I'm sorry, Gareth. One of my dogs likes to be the little spoon. This dog is the whole cutlery drawer. Aren't you, buddy? And this is how he wakes me up. This is how you're woken up, being bathed. Like, I'm not waking you up, I'm just looking after you. By the way, now you're up, can I have breakfast? That's generally what it is. He's not very little spoony. This one's like, get out of my drawer, honestly. You're fiercely independent, aren't you? That's your thing. That's your thing. So the story of Paisley, of this one, is we found him at Dogs Trust when he was, I want to say 15 months old. 17 months old? 15 months old. Bit more than a puppy. And when we went, we saw him on the website and went down to the place to see him. And before they let me see him, right, he wasn't kept with the other dogs, right? He was in a separate unit for dogs with behavioural difficulties. He's a problem dog, right? He's a problem dog. And I had to sign a thing that said, if he eats you, you can't sue us, basically, before they let me see him. And they took us down to see him, took me down to see him, because he was such a problem dog. What is, that's your, oh, it's your shoulder. Yeah, oh, I see. Where's he gone now? No, that's the other end. He's moved. He's bored with me now. And before they got him at Dogs Trust, he'd had like 3 or 4 owners, something like that. So he'd never had a proper home or been treated particularly nicely until we found him, and then he just, bloody hell, mate! Just look at that. That's from me just stroking him just now. That's just come out of him. Yeah. I know the leather sofa doesn't give you purchase. It's horrible. I had a throw on it, but you humped it. He has a thing for blankets. I don't know what, but he likes to hump blankets. He's been fixed, right? We got him from Dogs Trust. They fix all dogs automatically. He has no appropriate horny making equipment, but he likes humping blankets. He's been quite busy going from blanket to blanket on the chairs in this room this evening, trying to have his dirty way with them. I don't get it, but it is what he does. I have a lot of blankets here, and he loves them. So that's his thing. That's his thing. Anyway, I've missed a lot of things, right? Okay. Okay. How do you tell if you have BPD as a teenager with anxiety? I don't know. My advice is always, if you can talk to somebody, talk to somebody. But in terms of how do you know if you have this, I can't tell you that. You know how you feel, and you know what this is, and you can go to somebody and say, I think I have this. I think. Advice on coping, if you... Oh, whoa, don't do that. Right, okay, sorry, it's a phone thing. Advice on coping if you can't afford therapy. God, that is a good one. Right, there are books. There are YouTube channels. I try and share as much as I can about what I've learned about living with BPD, and I'm definitely not the only YouTuber or TikTok person who does that. I wish I could recommend some other people to you, but I'm also a narcissist, so I don't watch them. So I struggle there. The look he gave me when I said the B word, which in itself has become a thing because, you know, the obvious small crunchy thing that dogs like to eat, B word. You don't say the word. So it becomes the abbreviated B word. And then he learns that as the word because he doesn't know you're not saying biscuit. Did his ear move then? No, he's moved into total doesn't give a fuck mode. Got told I'm going through a manic episode by my therapist. All fine as shit. Owen, that's horrible. I hope you're okay. A similar story with my dog. He was returned to the dog's trust 3 times before. Yeah, you weren't one of Paisley's owners, were you? Yeah, problem behavioural dog. And look, he is actually, he's a problem behavioural. He has behavioural problems massively. He's not by any means a dangerous dog. That's not what his problems are. He is very fearful of other dogs, and does have fear aggression towards other dogs. Also because of his, I mean, we're assuming because of his puppyhood. God, there's just big. Fuck, he's shedding. It's too early, mate. Because of his puppyhood, he doesn't. Right, this dog doesn't give a shit. Right, you know, I always thought dogs just want to please you. They love you and they just want to please you. I had a dog before called Barkley, who we had from 4 weeks old, and he was our son. He was our child. We raised that dog from fitting here in the palm of my hand. Whereas this one was like adopting a juvenile delinquent, basically. And he loves us very much, fiercely so. But he's my mate, right? He doesn't care to impress me. He doesn't care to do what I tell him or whatever. There's none of that. It's like dealing with a friend, not a child. So he has absolutely no recall. If he's off the lead, he's going where he wants to go, and that's all there is to it. He doesn't give a shit what I say. And so he can't, you know, Barkley, I used to walk on the moors, he'd just go and run mad for a while. This one I have to book secure dog fields at £5 for half an hour so that he can have a run off lead, because he can't go off lead ever without it. He'd end up killing sheep or something around here and a farmer would shoot him. It'd be fucking horrific. He's too much of a good boy. If only that were true. If only that were true. Dogs hump for a variety of reasons. So much fun where you're the victim normally. He doesn't hump people. It's not people. It's only blankets. He likes to jump on it and gather it up and go away. I'm showing you, I shouldn't. And go away at it. He doesn't hump people. Where are we? Okay. Afraid to every time NHS fails, children separated from it. Right, where do you use it against me? Oh God, we're mixing up a lot of light-hearted and serious here, aren't we? I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know. It's like, yeah, shit, yeah, I've heard of similar things. I've heard of that happening. It doesn't mean to say that necessarily those things will work against you. But I am very definitely not to be taken seriously on any form of legal stuff. Don't listen to me on that. There's better people to get advice. I hope I didn't actually say anything you could listen to. Yes, I have to spell out the word walk, and now they know what I'm spelling. Exactly. They just hear noises. They don't even know you're saying letters. We assign so much intelligent thought to dogs that they don't have. Their perception of the world is just on no level like ours. And I think we sometimes have trouble getting our head around it. I have a nervous reactive dog and it isn't easy at times. Yeah, that's what this dude is. And he's a big lad. So, you know, like, he's calmed down a lot as he's got older. He's 8 now, I think. Are you 8 now? Or are you 7 still? He's 7 or 8. He's mum would know. He's calmed down a lot, but he's reactive to other dogs. When we're out walking and he sees another dog, he goes nuts, right? We've gotten it down to a few barks, and I have to drag him off. But that's if the dog's on the other side of the road or far away. We have not graduated to maybe walking past another dog on the same side of the road. That's no, we're nowhere near that. But that's as bad as he gets. Oh, he's also fucking insane in the car. Okay. Show us the doggy. Ah! He's there. He's sleeping now. I'm not gonna... He's there. Have you got a long extendable lead? Ah, right. Now then. So... No. Reason being, first of all, he's 155 pounds. Okay? He runs at God knows what speed. You should see him go. It's incredible, right? Because he's huge. And he doesn't understand that he's on a lead. Okay? So what I don't want to do is stand holding one end of a tether when he's on the other end of it, running for how many meters? Knowing in a few seconds this line is going to be pulled tight with 155 pounds of enthusiastic dog. Because that's how I go flying and how he does back. Right early on when we got him, he did that very thing and hit that tension point so hard he did a full backwards loop. And it nailed him. And that was when rather than have a retractable lead, we actually got a horse lead. Right? Fucking lead for a horse. When you're training horses, it's 15 meters long. It was several inches thick. And we attached it to a harness. So he's wearing it like a backpack. And that kind of thing. And we tried him on that. But he kept hurting himself because he didn't think about the fact that he was attached, and because he could run so far and get so much momentum up before the line caught, he just nailed me every time and got hurt. Yeet indeed. So it must have been hilarious to watch. Like, I've watched people get unexpectedly pulled along by dogs before, and it's fucking hilarious. So it will have been hilarious when it happened to me, no doubt. But it's not fun when you're holding the rope. And it might hurt him. So I can't, whatever it is, hurting him is not an option. So, yeah, we do what we do. I take him on a lot of walks over the course of the day on the lead. And he gets to Dogfield several times a week and goes nuts there. I would have loved that his life could have involved things like running on the beach and, that kind of thing. But he would jump in the ocean and start swimming, and we'd just never see him again. That would be it. So we have to look after him. You've never tried to look after a creature that wants to harm itself so much as this dog, right? His biggest, worst enemy is himself, by a long shot, really. So there you go. I think this has been a most liked live that I've done because, it's good to just have the dog in the background, isn't it? I'm going to use him like this again. I will use them again like this. Because why not? But yeah, so that's Paisley. And then he spends some time here with me and sometimes up at his mum's place, which is where he always lived. So he's kind of there most of the time. But I like to get him here as much as I can because he's my dude. And he's clearly quite happy and passed out and unconscious here. And he has a box of toys which is destroyed. Tonight was the death of Rainbow Dash. Yeah, thanks, Grant. I'm well. I'm good. I'm good. This is the extent of my Friday night, though. Paisley TikTok lives as much as possible, please. Yeah, I know. He's so adorable, though. He's so adorable. I can't believe that we got him. But at the same time, I believe that maybe only we were dumb enough. I don't know. He's hard work. He is hard work, but he's totally worth it. And what else can we do? You know. We've got him forever. He's here. He exists. He's alive. So we do what we can. Yeah, I don't have. You have to watch out for me going live because I'm doing it at random points with no planning or forethought whatsoever. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing a sort of I'm bored now, I'll go live kind of thing. There's no set thing. And it's so much better to do this than YouTube lives. This is easier and it feels like less of an event and there's a great deal more interaction from people. Right, my YouTube lives are so quiet and it's so hard to do that on your own. It's so hard to do that on your own and you need some sort of interaction and back and forth and that sort of thing. Can you see my t-shirt, please? It is a Jurassic Park t-shirt. But it's not an official Jurassic Park t-shirt. It's a QWERTY Jurassic Park t-shirt. And it's Isla Sorna, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Or is it Isla Nublar? Yeah, Nublar. I'm going for Lost World there. When you gotta go, you go. And there's Jeff Goldblum there. You see? That's that. QWERTY, who should so sponsor me, by the way. Right? Because all of my t-shirts that I wear in videos, I kind of I did this dumb thing when I started making videos on YouTube that I should have just... Have you ever seen like, what's his name? Is it Tom Scott? Grey-haired guy who does lots of interesting videos about stuff. You'll have seen one of his YouTubes at one point. And clearly, a decade or more ago when he started doing YouTube, he had a really good idea. He had this idea where he said to himself, I'm just going to wear the same plain red t-shirt in every video. And he's done that. And my God, how easy that must have made his life. Because I didn't do that. I decided I'm going to wear a different amusing t-shirt in each video. And what I learned after about 8 weeks was I don't have that many really amusing t-shirts, and then started having to worry about which one I put on in the morning when I got dressed, and I had to start buying more. And now I have an enormous pile of amusing t-shirts from QWERTY. They're all from QWERTY. QWERTYE.com? Just Google it. They do sales very often, and that's the thing where I'll stock up on several t-shirts. But they're one of those t-shirt sites where you go through and there's just a wall of designs. You're like, oh, I want that one and that one. Oh, look at that one. And before you know, you bought 12 of them. And that kind of thing. So this is one of those. I'm not buying any more black ones for a while, though. I've got so many black t-shirts. I also don't think I look good in the light grey. The green, the blue, I've got some brown ones now that I quite like. but I'm trying to sort of transition away from t-shirts. Also, the winter has helped because it's cold and I didn't want to just wear t-shirts, quite frankly. It's a fairly epic t-shirt. Go check out the website. I don't know if I have an affiliate link or something. It's not like I'm not in any way. I just think there's like as every customer has a share this link and you'll get vouchers or tokens, or I don't know, whatever it is. I should do that. Yeah, this is very different from live on the computer. There is an array of things scrolling past me on the screen. I have no idea what they're for or saying. Use a sticker during live. It's giving me a task. Am I not busy enough for you, TikTok? That it wants me to do things. Use a sticker during live. No, I will not. That is one of those things. So yeah, it looks like Paisley's out of it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to wake him up, but I am going to continue sitting down here with him because I think that's for the best. He's here. I should spend some time with him, even if he's asleep. Hi everybody joining. Welcome to the live chat. Gonna lead me forward a little bit. I'm on a very precariously balanced thing here. Okay. Let's see. I regret as an impulsive BPD going on this website. Do you mean TikTok? Do you lose hours to TikTok? Because I lose hours to TikTok. The scrolling video thing, the scrolling vertical video thing is definitely a thing. And I lose most of it on TikTok. TikTok is better at showing me stuff that I want to see than all of the other platforms. But once you're into the scroll, I forget which one I'm looking at. Right? I must have lost an hour to looking at videos. Oh, that website. Yeah, I see. Told you. I have a pile, like huge pile of t-shirts. You wait for a sale and they go to like £6 and £8 each and stuff like that. And then you'll just buy 8 of them. Yeah, I was scrolling video earlier and I'm sat there getting annoyed because my bookmark button has gone from TikTok and only to realise I'm on fucking Instagram. It's the same thing once you're in. I've never known this happen with apps like that before. Where did the inspiration for the name Early Morning Barking come from? I was thinking about a name for my channel. I was sat on the toilet and downstairs in the house I could hear my ex getting ready to take Paisley out for his morning constitutional, and he barked a lot and she said, "Shush, stop barking, it's too early." And I went, "Eureka, early morning barking." And then I got off of the loo and made a YouTube channel. That was it. It also had to be fairly non-specific because I didn't know what I was making a YouTube channel about. I just wanted to make one. And so when I started doing this, I started making lots of different content. And I made some gaming stuff and I made some movie stuff and I tried to do some like random blogging stuff and all kinds of things like this. And really the mental health stuff, the BPD stuff got traction. Like people watched that. So I just started making more of it and then deleted all the other stuff. So that's it. Yeah, Noisy Glamour, you are gonna just spend the rest of your night on that website. Sorry. Violet, your TikTok videos have been so helpful for me. Thank you for watching. I'm glad I could help. Oh, he's twitching. What's he doing? Oh, he's dreaming. There we go. You know, I was told about live streams like on Twitch, whatever, where people film themselves asleep, and it always struck me as ridiculous. But we so need a dog sleeping camera. It never occurred to me it should be him that's filmed live on Twitch sleeping all night. Just with his he's gone now. He has run to or from or caught whatever he was dreaming of catching. Uh, yeah, I think they should be a dog. Well, no, I can't set that up. He moves around too much as well. That's the other thing. Dogs don't sleep in the same place all night. He gets up and moves around. I've had it. I don't know what about. Do I want to go live? I am live. No, I mean like. Hi, Reggie and Esme. So yeah, and petition for a dog sleep live stream. I would watch that. I'd just sit here and watch him. He's not doing it now. You can't make him do it, can you? He just does it. You know. Uh, where are we? Do people really watch the live stream of sleeping people? Is that a thing? Is it more appealing if it's a hot girl? Is that part of it? Are you watching a hot girl sleep? God, that's the saddest thing I ever heard. That is so. It's gonna be men watching that as well, isn't it? There's no women watching videos of people sleep. That's so a man thing or a boy thing. It's not a. There's women ain't got no time for that. They're better than that. That's so something we do. Why are we doing that? Why are we watching people sleep? Thank you. I'm helpful. Yeah, thank you, Ray. It would be like watching Big Brother live at 3 a.m. Yeah, people did that, didn't they? God, I forgot about that when they just put on people sleeping throughout the night. At least with that, though, you may be waiting for something to happen, because there'd occasionally be the thing of, right, I never watched the Big Brother live thing. I hated Big Brother. I hate reality television. I don't care about people. But you'd occasionally get up and the news would be like, oh, you'll never believe what happened on the live last night that you missed. And it'd be this huge thing that they'd make a big deal about. And then you'd flick past the live while you're like looking for something to watch on TV and they'd just be asleep. That's a weird concept, isn't it? Flicking through channels to see what's on TV. That used to be a thing. You'd turn the TV on to see what was on it. You're very welcome, Maggie. Very welcome indeed. Thank you for watching. I don't really watch TV anymore. I watch stuff on a TV, but that's a different thing, isn't it? Has anyone seen anything good recently? I haven't seen anything good for ages. I've been rewatching The Office and Seinfeld, which are good. I've got a big gouge out my ankle here. Which are good, but yeah, I need something new. Where's my clicker? Do you have my thing? Yeah, I've not seen anything good. And when you go into something, it gets cancelled, right? That's how that goes now. Especially if you're watching on Netflix. The Last of Us is good if you like post-apocalyptic weird stuff. Do you know, yeah. I'm kind of done with post-apocalyptic weird stuff. That's ultimately my problem. I know the game is a big deal. I don't like the game. I'm not a fan of Naughty Dog games like that. I don't feel like they're much of a game. They're a movie with some interactive bits, which is fine, and I'm sure they're great, but I'm not bothered. It's not for me. In some ways, I would actually rather just watch the TV series. But I'm a bit post-apocalyptic out, to be honest. I was kind of done with it when 28 Days Later came out. And that was 20 years ago. So it's only gotten worse. And then we've had so many fucking zombies. I am so sick of fucking zombies in shit. It's like, oh, but they're zombies. And there's zombies. I don't care anymore. I don't care. And yeah, oh, a post-apocalyptic world. Did everybody? Oh, yeah, again, right. Are there zombies in The Last of Us? Or something like that. Um, you know, now Sons of Anarchy, right? That's something I need to watch. And I didn't. I think Kat said that as well. I think we're going to do that one. We should do Sons of Anarchy. That should be we can give that one a go. What's that on? I feel like that's a Netflix or something. Do you know what though? I had this. I was flicking through earlier, looking for something to watch on Prime, and I got to the section of top-rated movies on Prime, and like as you scroll down it, a couple of movies in was the original Mortal Kombat, which is a god-awful fucking piece of shit, and it's like, really, these are your top-rated movies on Prime? Currently looking at Netflix to see what. Oh, I should have gone to Just Watch. No, not on Netflix. Not on Netflix. I, I love how on Netflix you can search for something and they go, Sons of Anarchy, is that what you're looking for? And you're like, yeah, have you got it? And they're like, no. Just so, no. Is it on Disney Plus? I have a button for Disney Plus on my remote. I have to say, actually, of the streaming services, Disney Plus is doing really fucking well right now. And I don't even like Marvel and Star Wars stuff anymore. Which is quite a revelation, actually. Right? I'm a bit of a nerd. I was the first person in the world ever, really, to make a podcast about Star Trek. Me and my friend Mike Dawson, we did it together. We were the first people in the world, way back in 2005, to make a podcast about Star Trek. Because at the time we did it, there were about 12 podcasts, right? That's my nerd qualifications. I have been on TV talking about Star Trek. Okay? And Star Wars. And Disney have pushed Marvel and Star Wars to the point where I don't care. I don't care. I have met and been friends with actual Marvel comic artists, right? Seriously. And they've pushed me to the point where I don't care. Which is not good. Which is not good. They've pushed it too far. But, sorry, I've been prattling on. Sons of Anarchy. So, yeah, Sons of Anarchy is clearly where I'm going now. How do you search for things? Is it on Disney Plus? Will they do like Netflix? Are you looking for Sons of Anarchy? Yeah. Do you have it? No. Oh, I need the dreaded moment when you are typing text into a little box with an up, down, left, right remote control and you press the wrong letter. Oh, there it is. Disney Plus. That's good. That was worth my $7.99. It's good, Disney Plus. I'm happy with it. Person with emojis that I can see. Hello. Hello, you're my favorite TikToker who talks about BPD. Thank you. But I think I got misdiagnosed again. They say I have Asperger's, but I don't know. I don't know. I hope you just get diagnosed properly soon, because misdiagnosis is fucking horrible. Then there's a spin-off of Sons of Anarchy, and I have to watch that as well. Okay, no, that's fine. Is Disney Plus worth it? As with, look, they've got a lot of stuff on that I'd like to watch, so they've been worth it. But that could end at any second, and you might not like the same stuff as me. Is also a thing. However, I like it. I think there's a lot of good stuff on there. And it's not all for me, but yeah, no, it's good. It's as good as any of them. It really is. It's got all the Disney. I mean, like my partner's kids love it because Disney stuff, right? That's what they're into. It's got all their stuff on. I think they'd rather have like a Pokemon TV thing, because they're much more Pokemon. But they love Disney too, and it's got all that stuff. And they've been watching the lighter Marvels, because they're not quite old enough for the bigger Marvels. Like we're not to Endgame yet, but we can do Ant-Man. You know, that kind of thing. It's because they're getting there, and the Marvels are weird. Some of them are 12 and some of them are 12A. So some of them it's fine for them to watch, and the others they're technically not supposed to see. So you have to kind of pay attention to that one. But I don't know. I think it's fine if they saw half the universe obliterated. In fact, I think when we suggested them watching Endgame, they were more annoyed by the idea of them having to sit through 2 films to get to the end than they were about the idea of it being sad. I guess the thing with the streaming services is if you don't like them, you can always just not have them anymore. If they were roping people into year-long contracts and rubbish like that, then it would be a problem. But month to month, yeah, whatever. Okay, what's Grant saying? My CMHT are refusing to diagnose me. I've been left to assume and come to my own conclusions. That's pretty much where I was. And it's, if you can still get help for what's wrong, yeah, that's what you've just said what I was about to say. Sorry, they just say it won't achieve anything and to focus on potential treatments. They're right. If they were right, if they were saying there's nothing wrong with you, then that would be a much bigger problem. But if they're acknowledging that you've got problems, but you just want them to put a specific label on it, yeah, they are going to be reluctant to do that, because that opens them up to a great deal of being wrong. Okay, Does a diagnosis give you some kind of acceptance? Yes and no. I felt very relieved when I realised I had BPD and that the symptoms they were describing were BPD, because I needed that structure. But ultimately, from a psychological point of view, I was in therapy, right? And I was in therapy whether they said I had BPD or not. So ultimately, what difference would it make? Right? And the therapy isn't about, fixing BPD. That's not what happened. You fix the other things underneath, right? You need that foundation of happiness, of where you are with things, that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, needing that diagnosis, I don't know how important it is from a healing standpoint. And to some people it can be, a hindrance. We've had somebody on this live stream saying they're afraid to be diagnosed because they feel it might be used against them with child custody and that sort of thing. So, getting a diagnosis, how important that is or what effect it has on you varies from individual to individual. And I'm not joining their side of being like, you don't need to know. I get that. I would want to know. And I wish I had a piece of paper that I could bring out that was signed by a therapist that just says in big letters, Richard has BPD. I really wish I had that, and I don't have anything of the sort. Right? I have a letter that I have a letter that describes the symptoms of BPD, right? But I don't have that thing that says you have BPD. Wow, there's a lot of people starting therapy here. Yeah, and so that's awesome. I hope you find the things that work for you. And I encourage you to give all of it a chance as much as you can. Do you know, I'm suddenly worried that my phone doesn't give me alerts while I'm doing these things. And I'm also worried that if I do anything to the phone to check to see if I've been sent a WhatsApp, then I'll cancel the live or something like that. Right, I have to look at my phone. I'm going to sort of minimize this app. Oh, we're good. We're good. I got it enough so I could see if there was a red dot on the WhatsApp logo on my blurry phone screen, and there wasn't, so we're good. We're good. I don't know if TikTok Live cancels notifications. I'm waiting for messages and stuff. Dialectical therapy and mentalization therapy. Wow. Is that yeah, that's DBT, isn't it? Dialectical therapy. That's DBT, right? I'm not sure. I'm asking because I'm fairly ignorant. So there are certain things when I talk that should give you some clue that I am not a professional, trained, knowledgeable person. Right? I don't, it's one of those things. This weird banners scrolling past the screen, all kinds of shit going off. I'm curious to press some of these buttons because I don't know what they do. There's one that's a little house with a play button inside it, and there's a green dot next to it, but then there's an arrow pointing right from it. I wonder what will... I'm pressing it. Oh, okay, that's that. Real-time performance. Okay. Okay, cool. Right, all right, I see. There we go. I'm not going to do that again. Sorry. I'm so easily distracted here. So easily distracted. Noisy Glamour, I feel odd. Everyone's in therapy and I just walked out last year and said no thanks and thrived. Like I say, not all treatments are right for everybody. While I did group for 3 years and so many people came and left during that time, right? We started with 8 people in the group. Of that 8, 3 of us left when it was time to leave. And not only did we lose those 5 from the original 8, but many people came in over the 3 years and just filtered through one way or another. But in terms of people leaving because they'd gotten everything they could get from therapy and were fully, 3 of us. And bearing in mind when new people came into the group, so if we assume that all the people that were there when I left make it through, then it's still going to be another sort of 2 or 3 years before those therapists see more people finish. It takes years and years. And those therapists have been incredible. They were amazing. I owe them my life because of the work they did, because of running that group, because of getting us into it, because of keeping me in it. Because there were times when I kicked and screamed, right? I thought it was going to be bullshit when I started. I turned up thinking I'd hate it and it would get me nowhere and it would be useless. I didn't think it would go for 3+ years, right? And there were times when I thought I'd destroyed the group. There were times when I thought I'd had enough. There were times when I thought I just couldn't go back. So many different things that came up over the years, and they kept me there. They kept me in it. They kept me going. And part of me thinks, yeah, that's part of running a group, right? If you are running a therapy group, people are gonna kick off at some point. There's gonna be shit to deal with. But no, that's not good enough. Yeah, it's their job, but they do it brilliantly. And if they didn't do that, they'd be, I wouldn't be here. So they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. And the first people that actually made me feel listened to, right, was in that group. Those therapists, those people were the first people that ever made me feel like someone was actually listening to me and gave a shit. And it was amazing, absolutely amazing. So it worked for me. It did that for me. But I'm aware that there are just so many other treatments that may work better for other people, which is why there are other treatments. Otherwise, we'd all just be sent to the group, right? I guess. But yeah, it was worth it, to say the least. I just needed help, right? I just needed somebody to talk to and somebody to understand what I was feeling and all of that, and meeting those other people in group. Okay, Rebecca's asking, do you have any tips for coping with losing a favourite person? I have a feeling I'm about to. I have numerous videos on my YouTube about losing a favourite person. Yeah, I have. I did it a year ago. And don't currently have a favourite person, I don't think. Certainly not that's causing me any issues, or that is standing out as a thing. I don't think I have any. But yeah, I do. I went through it a lot, and it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible, and it just hurts. And I can't tell you anything that's going to immediately end that pain, which is not what you want to hear. I know. I know. I I tried to look at it as the emotional equivalent of a stubbed toe. Like when you bang your toe. And you know your foot's not broken and you're not going to die. And you know that in a little bit, you're just going to forget about it. It's done with. But right now, it's the most painful focus of your entire fucking universe. And that's what it's like. And you have to sort of, for a start, keep telling yourself about how that's the case, right? It hurts like fucking crazy right now, but it won't forever. There is an end to it. So as much as it hurts, you only have to stand it for so long. But then you have to do other things about it, right? Because you can't just sit around. You have to do for you what your favorite person does for you. If you are living for them in whatever way they are your favorite person, you need to start doing that for yourself. You need to start doing things, being things, all these things because you want to. And you need to fill your life with as many things that you want to do that don't involve your favorite person, obviously, and throw yourself into them. In short, you need to get a life. And I don't say that as an insult. I say that because what you do with a favorite person is you live your life revolving around them. You do everything for their approval in the hope that they will like you and not abandon you, etc. And you need to be so brave and take that leap yourself. You have to cut the cord and say, I'm abandoning you, so to speak. You don't necessarily have to abandon somebody, but you have to go out and do your thing for you. It's really hard. It's really hard. I'm not just gonna like say it and go, and so you just do that, because that's bullshit. It's really hard, and you have to find out what you even want to do. You know, I didn't have any ambitions or goals or dreams. If you ask me, like, where do you want to go on holiday? I don't know. All these things. So it's really painful, and you have to work at it, and it's like a breakup and you're mourning all at the same time. But you can do it. It is totally doable. You just need that self-belief and that autonomy. Be happy on your own. Such a cliched thing to say. And I reached it when I was losing my favorite person. I was ready to murder the next person who said, you just need to be happy with yourself on your own. Do I really? You know, it's one of those. And it pisses me off to hear it. It pisses me off even more that it's true. And you just need to, you know, live for you, really. Right, Nosy Glamour. I went in resistant but open-minded. Did have plenty of tantrums too. I had tantrums in group. What can I tell you without? Because obviously I'm not revealing anything remotely personal. that happened in there that wasn't relevant to me. Um, so this one time in group and band camp, it was after the pandemic. After, are we still in it? Whatever. After lockdown, and we'd gone back to being in the same room together, right? We had therapy before lockdown where we all sat in a room, probably about the same as this room I'm sat in now, and sort of 10 of us crammed in there, sat very close to each other and did group therapy for an hour and a half a week. Then COVID came along and we did therapy over Microsoft Teams, which was hell on earth. And then we eventually found a room big enough that we could all sit far enough apart from each other and do the legal requirements of that. But we had to wear a mask, okay? And we always wore masks in group because even after the mask mandate finished for the general public, the therapists are NHS staff, and NHS mandates that their staff will wear masks still. So we all, just out of solidarity and fairness, all just wore masks for the entirety. Once it came in, for all I know, they're still there doing it, right? And one day we got a new person, and the new person decided that they didn't want to wear a mask, and they decided that not only did they not want to wear a mask, but they didn't have to wear a mask, and that their reason for not wearing a mask was none of our business. And, well, to put it lightly, I disagreed with that person. I disagreed very strongly with that person, both about their decision to not wear the mask and also that their reasoning was not our business. And suffice it to say, that was that person's one and only session at group. That would be fair to say. I kind of threw a tantrum that day. But it wasn't a tantrum, it was a narcissistic assassination. I sat down and just pulled that person to pieces. And yeah. You know, one of those times when you decide to use your powers for evil? That's what I did. So yeah, tantrums in group. Emojis and stuff. Oh, things. Hang on. Right. Currently going through that as we speak. Minimal contact with the favourite person. That's also the thing. What do you do when you want to reach out to them but can't? To your favourite person. What do you do? First of all, do you have anyone else you can reach out to? You can always turn it. But you don't want to just replace a favourite person. And I know it's tough. To be honest, I called my mum and dad and my sister a lot during those times. That's what I did. It's just so hard, and it just eventually went away. What things help you when you feel rage? I've not felt real rage for a while now. But what generally keeps me in check, if anything comes... Sorry, buddy. What generally keeps me in check is knowing how much I will regret the rage. Actually, no. The real rage, the rage that goes on for days or whatever, I think that's gone now. I don't see myself getting that upset about that angry about stuff in that way anymore with the rage. There's things in the universe that could upset me that much, whatever, but yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, it's I don't really, the rage is kind of gone, but I can still get angry, but I just decide I don't want to. I've gone through that process of choosing how I want to be. Right, deciding when scenario A occurs, I will do behavior Y. And it's just become so practiced now and that sort of thing that I'm just so much happier being calmer. I've shifted my entire personality away from this tightly wound spring of gonna blow up to just doesn't blow up. And it sounds fucking ridiculous. If you'd have told me this 4 years ago, I'd have called you a fucking liar. Right? But it's doable. Oh, weight training. Noisy Glamour is suggesting there. Yeah. Okay, definitely. That's a good one. Running. That kind of stuff. Can agree with you more on the happy on your own thing, done it half. Yeah, I'm in that same place now where I'm happy here in my house doing me, whatever. And I have friends and my partner who are there to make my life even better and happier than it is. Oh, speaking of the person, how do I reply? I don't know how I reply to her. She's texting me on my phone. She's been on a night out. We might go somewhere. We might go on a little journey all together. I think that's the best way to do this. We'll go on a little journey while I look at questions. Anyway, where were we? I'm struggling with my first relationship with BPD. Any advice? We'll come back to that. I have seen that, Beth. Whenever I feel like someone's becoming an FP, I cut them off immediately. That's a shame. We need to... Yeah, I need to have some more... There's more advice I can give on this. Check out my YouTube for a start. There's a lot of favourite person stuff. Oddly, from about a year ago. When I was going through all of this stuff, I just made lots of videos about it. I did something similar, but through a table. They didn't. Yeah, there you go. That's a therapy thing. Here we are, back in the rich cave. Off topic, but Paisley's moving, yes. Is your MPD covert or overt? Both. We fluctuate. We narcissists do all of these things. We just change our mood. I'll reply, it'll just pause your live. Oh, I didn't know that, but I can, now I'm at my computer, I can open up Opera, which has a little WhatsApp plugin. And I can just reply and not screw up the live. My FP has NPD and ASPD. He loves bombs so hard, he's the only thing that stops me hating myself. See, this is it. This is what we're talking about with the needing to be okay. You need to not hate yourself. And that needs to come from you not hating yourself. Because even if he makes you feel like you don't, you still do though, aren't you? He's stopping that from happening. So then you are like dependent on this person. And that's not good. How good is that soundproofing? I'm game and quite enthusiastic. Do you know what? Fun story. These foam pads, which are in the background of videos, they do nothing. They do nothing. There are many foam pads behind you, in front of me, that you can't see, which are arranged in very much the same way, and they're doing a lot more. But these behind me are basically doing fucking nothing. There are some on the ceiling just above me as well, because my voice goes out here, and it bounces off the walls. It also bounces off my monitors, which is not good, but bounces mainly off the walls back into the microphone. Those are doing nothing. Okay, right. That question about being in your first relationship with BPD. Do you mean that it's your first relationship and you have BPD, or do you mean that you don't have BPD and it's your first relationship with someone who has BPD? Is my question. It's frustrating as I idealise my FP so much. She's not the person in real life that she is in my head. None of them are. None of them are. That's part of it, isn't it? That's what's so painful about the whole thing. They're not the person that we decide they are, and that's the best. I choose those words on purpose. If I say they're not the person we thought they were, that implies some sort of mistake, or if they were hiding something or whatever. But no, we assign them this way of being that we expect them or want them to be, and then when they aren't that, we get upset. Which of course is inevitable, because who's living up to the impossible and unknown expectations of them in somebody else's head? Living here with her was a nightmare, but even now I miss her cripplingly and wish we never broke up. I get it. Right there. It's it's like there's a sadness to it. There's I don't know, melancholy sentiment to it, something like that. Because of course I wouldn't get back together with my FP for anything. I no, that and it was painful and a toxic relationship, and we were harmful to each other by the end of it. And there's everything coming to an end was for definitely the best results. And yet, all that favourite person breakdown was like 2 years after we'd actually broken up as a couple. And, there's still residual bits of it there, but I don't know, it's just like echoes now. It's not the real thing. It's not like it was at one point, that sort of thing. So, yeah. Did that pause my live, by the way? I don't know. I am on 29% battery. That's something I just wanted to check. I won't go too much longer. I don't know how long I've been going, actually. I lose track of time. I believe that's an ADHD thing, that we have no concept of time. And I have no concept of time at all. I am awful with it. When people ask me, how long did that take? How long were you doing this? No idea. Absolutely no idea. God, today's TikTok video is doing awfully. Like, really badly. Last two have been a little bit like, what's your problem? I'm meant to be asleep, but here I am. Yeah, I do this. It's only 5 to 1. How bad is it that that's not even late to me anymore? I got to bed at 5 a.m. this morning, and the same has been true all week. So, yeah, it's been one of those things. Oh, that thing was a stat though, wasn't it? When I pressed that. Oh, an hour and 15 minutes. That's good. That's good. God, there's so many, honestly, I wish I could show you the screen I'm looking at on my phone. There's so many non-specific weird things all going off at the same time. It blurs your screen and goes silent and says you paused it. Right, okay, that was just me checking my battery levels. Because I can't plug in at the same time as using this microphone. Which is annoying, because I did buy a thing that specifically lets me do that, and then I've gone and lost it. Because that's the kind of thing I do. I did get the little double adapter dongle thingy. God knows what I've managed to do with that. It must be somewhere though. I don't know. I could go on forever looking for stuff. Or did I put it in my bag? I have a bag. Do you know, I reached a point where I was just like, sod it. It's easier carrying a bag. And it's fine. So I have a bag that I carry with all my stuff in it, because I have stuff. And none of those things are the appropriate thing. I'm just wondering if I can charge my phone at the same time as doing this. And really what I should do is just end the live feed and then find this thing another day. We'll do an episode where I go through my bag and do that thing. That was a thing on YouTube for a while. What's in my bag? And people would show you what was in their bag. The ridiculous thing is I have pretty much the same stuff in my bag now that I did 10 years ago when we were making those videos on YouTube, but that's it. So without any further ado, I'm going to leave you all to it tonight. Thank you all for watching me. I'm going to do more of these. Make sure you're following and subscribed and liked and doing all of those things to get these notifications of when I go live and look at this array of streaming banners that it wants me to do and things like that. But no, I've enjoyed hanging out with you all. Well, stay alert and you'll see more of these in one form or another. Okay, you take care. I'll see you later. Bye.